Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome back to another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day, and we got the man Chancellor going by Chance Humphrey from another great from Aliquippa.
Yeah.
I've been in Pittsburgh for 15 years, and I noticed just a ton of talent coming out of Aliquippa. A lot of times you think sports, you think athletics, football, stuff like that, but Chance is doing it on another level. The man behind the creative initiative, Keep Pittsburgh Dope. I love it. I love it. Former on-air radio host at 100.7 Star and Whammo, Pittsburgh Magazine 40 under 40. I got a couple more months for that. And then voted best lifestyle influencer by Pittsburgh City Paper. So tell us first about Keep Pittsburgh Dope. I love the title already. Seems like, about 9 years ago you started Pittsburgh Keep Pittsburgh Dope?
Yes, and thank you for the intro, man. When you list out stuff like that, it's like you realize, like, damn, you kind of did.
Congratulations,
some things.
man.
Yeah, thank you. And again, thank you for having me. Keep Pittsburgh Dope, almost 10 years old. It's been a crazy journey with this social media sphere and just trying to keep up with how things are moving. First it was pictures, now it's just all reels and TikToks. But it's just all about adapting.
So it started as street photography.
Right. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So first, when I started to hear about it, learn about it, I had to go in and try to grasp what is street photography, first of all. You know what I mean? So let's explain to the listeners, to the viewers, street photography. For
sure. So street photography, I was really inspired by, it's a photographer named Scott Schumann.
Okay.
He's called the Sartorialist. He was kind of the first street photographer of the digital age, where he would capture your everyday person in great style or fashion on the streets. So someone coming out of the office, someone going to work or coming out of a coffee shop, he would stop them and capture a moment and put it on his website, which turned into social media. And I kind of took his formula. No one was doing that here in Pittsburgh at the time. This is 2014. And no one was doing that here on the street. So I was like, I was 2 years into photography and I was kind of getting more confident. So I was just like, let me see what I can do with this. And it felt right. And here we are 9 years later.
So you grabbed a camera.
Yes.
And said, I'm going to hit the streets of Pittsburgh, and I'm going to just start taking pictures of random people.
Yeah, random people that...
in action.
Well, random people that caught my eye in a style sense. So it started as me catching unique style downtown and other places around the city. And it grew into more, still focused on style, but also like more personalities too on the street outside of just what they're wearing.
Got to take guts to run up on somebody and just say, hey, can I take a picture of you?
Yeah.
Right? You got to have a special gut for that.
But,
it probably comes natural to you, but to try to talk somebody else, say, hey, grab the camera, just start running up to people and telling them you got to have a special heart and personality just run up on people and say, hey, explain who I am. Yeah. What was your explanation? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So you're exactly right. Like that, that was just, that's just always been in me, just to be able to just talk to anybody.
Talk to people.
Yeah.
Always had that.
It's always just been that way.
Yep.
I don't talk a lot, but when it's I can, for a podcast or me, we can talk. But yeah, my spiel was always at first is, hey, I run this page, Keep Pittsburgh Dope. I'm not creepy.
You got the $1 million smile too. You got that big smile, warm, welcome smile. No, I'm not creepy.
Yo, and I think that
because I'm wondering what's the script.
That plays a part into it. So
no doubt.
But my thing was just always telling them what I recognized about them. Like, hey, I saw your earrings.
Complimenting them.
Yeah, or just really telling them what I saw. Like, hey, I love your sweater. Da 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 da. Can I get a picture? And it was just that compliment. It just kind of lets a guard down and oh hey, it gives them, it just peps them up, makes people feel good. So that was my spiel, kind of.
Love it.
Yeah.
So you start putting them up on Instagram?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long ago?
2014 is when the page started.
Okay, so 9 years.
9 years.
In the making.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, how fast did it blow up? How long did it take for it to, you're never really arrive, right? We're always working on the next thing. But when you're like, man, we turned the corner, I can't believe.
Yeah, I would say 10K, when I hit 10K, I think it was maybe a year. maybe a year and a half or so. I want to say a year, because my friends do like a little surprise party for me. That's my like staple to remember it. But yeah, I would say 10K, and then I think once 10K hit, it was like, certain little brands started reaching out, and it was just like, okay, all right, this is
we
the
got
trajectory.
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I heard or I read somewhere it said that you were somewhat inspired from, was it Fashion Week? New York Fashion Week or Style Week or
exactly
something like that.
Yeah. So like what I was seeing what the Sartorialist was doing. I got a chance. My best friend who still lives in New York.
You seen what who was doing?
Scott Schumann. I'm sorry. The Sartorialist.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from Youngstown, Ohio.
Yeah. Okay.
So you got to dumb it down for me. I'm still working on my education.
I still can't spell
okay.
it. I still can't
All
spell
right.
Sartorialist. So, but yeah, so I was inspired by him, but when I went to Fashion Week, that's what really got me inspired to go in, because it was, not only was I inspired by Scott Schumann, but once I got there, it was so many other street photographers, and like everyone knew who they were. Like they knew them more than like the models coming out of the shows. It was just like
crazy,
the wildest thing. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, like these guys are like low key celebrities from their craft, like just from taking dope pictures. And I was like, man, this is crazy. So that's what really got the engines revving of like, all right, I can kind of create this brand off of my craft and what I like to do and everything like that. So that's what really opened up, the business
your
kind
vision.
of mind. Yeah, the
started
vision,
to see that vision after being exposed to it. Said, I'm gonna come home, bring that to Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
I've been at Fashion Week in New York. It's wild.
It's a good time.
It's off the hook. My daughter was in a thing. She's 7 now.
Okay.
This was a couple years ago, but she did a modeling thing.
Yeah.
In New York, and it was thousands of people. I can't believe. I mean, it was late. That tickets was $3,000. To get close to the stage, 11 like a club, like 11,000 for the tables up in the thing, like middle of the afternoon. I mean, it was crazy.
And you just
over
see
there.
like
It's off the hook. It'll blow your mind.
Celebrities in between stuff, like just regular. Like, oh, that's so and so. That's so and so. But yeah,
who has been your favorite person? Anybody stick out? Roaming the streets of Pittsburgh, taking shots of people. Anything stand out? People that you bumped into?
Man,
stories.
I'll say the most random. Like I love movies and I like him as an actor, but I'm not like the biggest fan. But I ran into Ewan McGregor like downtown just randomly. What does he play in Star Wars? I think Han Solo. I forget who he plays in the Star Wars, but I ran into him randomly downtown one day. He was scouting for a movie, and he let me get a picture. And in the next day, I caught Frodo. I forget what his name is. Who is Frodo?
So he must have been rolling with him.
Yeah, I think they were doing a movie together. I forget.
Pittsburgh's been bringing more movie stuff, it seems like,
cheaper.
Over the last few
I think
years.
It's cheaper to do here.
Yeah, with a nice scene.
Yeah, but
that you're helping to make known.
Yo, thank you. Yeah, and just to catch those moments while those bigger celebrities are here, it's just like it. I don't know. It brings a full circle to what I'm trying to do, and just get more people to look inside Pittsburgh and to see it is.
How about your family background? You got brothers, sisters?
I'm an
mom,
only
dad
child.
In there. You're only child.
I'm an only child.
Me too.
Yeah. That's
me too.
I don't know about you, but I like I said, I'm a people person, but I still like my alone time. Just like being alone, like turn the phone on silent. It's just like
anybody see you doing this? Like mom, dad, friends, anybody like, I could see him doing this. This is no surprise.
Yeah. And even with that, funny backstory, when I was about 3 or 4, the Arsenio Hall show was real big at the time. Woo, woo, woo. And I was like religiously loved Arsenio Hall show every night, woo hoo hoo with the fist. But my mom kind of knew I took a liking into doing interviews, just being a personality and things like that. So early on, my mom kind of had an inkling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it all comes full circle, stuff like that. Okay.
It's crazy when you think about stuff.
What was the transition from the street photography into Keep Pittsburgh Dope? How did that all exactly transition, and what in your mind got it to start evolving? Because you created that.
Yeah.
Nobody created it for you. That was something that You know, I heard a quote before. It said, you know, all things in life are created twice. You know, first they're created in your mind, and then somebody has to put it into action. Even if you rob a bank, it's like, man, somebody thought about that first. That was created twice.
They put it into action, baby. Yeah.
So that had to get created in your mind, you know, somewhat first, that evolution. What was that process like?
For sure. I feel like it was always just like taking a little bit from people I admired. So like Scott Schumann, I was like, all right, I can capture people on the Pittsburgh streets and I can post it on my Instagram. All right, got that. Now where social media was going, I was watching different celebrities. I can't remember who, but it was just, I knew along with me capturing the pictures, I would have to show quality photos of myself too if I was talking about branding. So it was like, all right, you got the people of Pittsburgh, which the people are coming there for. They're not coming there for me, but for me to brand myself, I knew I had to just throw cool pictures of myself in between these street photos, just so they could see who I am. If they run into me at a party, like, yo, you the person. So it was just like, I don't know. That was just always.
Do they call you to? Is that what when they see you? They say that's to Keep Pittsburgh Dope.
Yeah, don't even say Chance. That's Keep Pittsburgh Dope, which is awesome. But
I take it.
But yeah, and it was just me watching different celebrities and kind of seeing how they branded themselves on Instagram when it was in those early stages. But yeah, just taking a little bit from people I admired. And
I love it.
Making it work.
I think that's how we evolved. That's how a lot of the world evolves in medicine.
Yep.
Cell phones, you know,
Facts.
whatever. It's just, why not
just keep building on
steal from something that's already there? And to me, to the right people, it should be an honor.
You're exactly right.
It should be an honor.
And it's I think that's what, I don't want to say it, but I guess life. Like I read this, that's what life is about. I read this book called Steal Like an Artist. And it was basically talking about that. Just, you know, taking what you like from artists you admire and just kind of making it, you know, put your spin on it and like elevate what they're doing or whatever. But it's just, that's the part of life. That's the beauty
What does
of
it take, you know, to create that, from turning your vision into a reality that maybe most people wouldn't see or wouldn't understand? You know, it's like, oh, must be nice. You know, everybody wants 30, 40,000 followers and people to know them on the streets and have something that they like to do turn into actually something that they get to do, you know, consistently. And it looks like fun and games, you know, but there got to be some moments in there that were like, man, most people might not have made it through this point. Or I see, you know, how some people can have an idea and it not come to fruition because there's some tough things that happen between point A and point B that nobody would know. They just think I'm out here having fun with a camera.
Right.
But what other things has it taken to get there?
I was, of course, I feel like it's the common thing with discipline because you're not always going to see like that return as fast as you want or as you expect. So I would say number one is discipline. That's with everything, but
discipline and delayed gratification.
Yeah, it's just
put
like
the work in now.
Yeah.
For the result to come back down the road.
Exactly.
How did you do that?
So it was just clearly, it was no fear. It was like getting over the fear of starting something. I think that's the one thing everybody is just like, whatever the fear is, you know, the fear of what people are going to think, or the fear that you might be lazy, or the fear that you won't be able to get to work. Whatever the fear is, I think getting over that fear first is the biggest hurdle. But then once getting over that fear, it's just to stay consistent and to
consistency.
Yeah, consistency, and to have your vision clear as possible. But yeah, consistency. And for me, it was quality. So it was consistency and quality it's when it came to the pictures. So it was like, all right, I got to be, I don't do it every day now, but back then it was like, I'm posting every single day. Every day I'm posting a street shot, and it's going to be from my DSLR. Like, it's going to be quality. So people, and at the same time, I also recognized I wasn't that good yet either. So it was like, I'm going to take these people on a journey. I don't know how I knew all of this, but it was like, people are going to say, Chance wasn't that good at first, but now we see where he's at now. And it's just like, I knew that played a part into it for some reason, but consistency and discipline for sure.
Not people don't see that, you know, in everybody's process of, man, he's not that good right now, but look at how far they've come. That could be anybody that people admire in any art, any form, every sport, whatever. at some point that person wasn't that good.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And they kept going with consistency and discipline.
Yep.
And then people oftentimes, they catch them at 40,000 followers and they don't catch them at 1,000 followers. And they get frustrated in their process of whatever their process represents.
Yep.
You know, we're measuring yours just by followers real quick, just so people have something they can understand. But somebody else's process may be something else.
No, 100%.
And they get frustrated between 1 and 40 because they look at your 40 and they think that you never had a 1.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we got to remind people of and talk to people about is like, man, what was your process like, you know, on the come up? That was there times that you didn't feel like doing it, that you had to get yourself to do it anyway? Was there times that you had to invest the money into stuff where you wasn't getting quick returns back from it? What were some of those things like?
Yeah, I literally all those things you just stated, like, you know, just, you know, putting money into merch and putting, you know, you might only 5 people might buy, you know, just like little things that you're not going to see any return, but it's, I don't know how it is for you, but like, it's worth it to me. It's just like, I know I believe in my vision. I believe in my dream. I'm having fun doing it. But at times, it was, you know, not getting paid on time, and, you know, your mom saying, I think you should
get a job.
Yeah, do something else. Exactly.
So how did you get over that? People saying, man, get a real job, bro. You a year into this, bro.
Yeah. It's literally.
You a year into this, taking pictures every day, putting money into this. What are you doing, man?
Yeah. It literally is just, I don't want to, it's just figuring it out. Just consistency. Like, you know, of course, my mom just cares about me. You know, she wants me to, like,
no doubt.
You know, that's all that was. But it's just, you know, 100% believing in your vision and know that these tough times are temporary. Like, it sucks in the moment, but if you know that you're going to get to the other side, it's like literally nothing can stop you. I know it sounds so cliche, but it's just like, if you know, if you believe, like, you're going to, you know, it might be a week without, it might be a week of ramen noodles or a month, whatever, but you know that this process is going to work itself out. And not to stay too long, but I love sports. I love sports, but I go back to I don't know if you remember the Kobe Bryant game. I think he might have his second year in the league, maybe a rookie, but he shot like 4 air balls in a row. Or
he talks about it.
Yeah, and like, yes, I love Kobe Bryant, man. But he talks about falling in love with that process after that, like just every day, like that's not going to happen again. That's never going to happen again.
Said his legs, he realized at that point he had to get in better conditioning.
Yeah.
So he hired a trainer that was going to push him. So you got the greatest in the world, one of the greatest in the world, that says most people would think they was good enough if they had half of Kobe's talent and gift. This dude says, I'm not good enough. I'm going to hire another dude to chase my grown ass around at a sport that I could smash him in and push me to get stronger. So next year I got the legs. Because he said it came from the legs. I know exactly because I'm a Kobe Bryant fan too. I'm a 4:30 a.m. cat. Yeah, so he's a get in the gym, you know, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to stretch the day out and get more reps than everybody else type cat.
Yeah, and I'm like I can't do 4:30 a.m. 4:30 a.m. I don't know if you saw that documentary with Carmelo in the Dream Team.
Nah.
And they were talking about Kobe, like they were coming back from the club and Kobe was going to the gym. And Carmelo was like, I mean, I work hard, but I ain't doing all that. It was funny, but people call that crazy. Like, 4:30 and what Kobe was doing was crazy. And it might be extreme, like to some, but
it takes extreme to get extreme results.
Right. And it's like I'm not to that Kobe level yet, but like I don't feel that's crazy. I feel like you're just giving all of your God-given whatever it is. I just feel like Kobe did that. Like I just feel like it looks crazy to people, but like I just feel like he did everything with his power to utilize the gifts.
He made himself good.
Yeah.
He had some gifts, but he made himself great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you follow the whole journey. Have you had any, it seems like, your personality, I get it, which is I think a personality to be able to enjoy your success and have peace of yourself and trust the Lord or trust whatever you want to trust with the process and not engage in in things below the line, or you know, you just stay up here with the Eagles and let the Pigeons stay down there and fight with each other. But you give me the vibe that you would, you know, be cool with rolling with the punches anyway. Yeah. But have you had the opportunity yet to have any haters or anything like that on the come up yet?
Oh yeah, and it's
you have.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and it's damn, and it's wild to see because, like, I mean, not everybody's gonna like you or whatever, but it's something to witness. I don't know. It's something to witness people not like you for any reason. Like, yo, like I didn't like you don't do nothing to them. You might not even know them, and it's just like, and I hate to say, but even just the hatred of what you do or how you do it, or they might want to do that, but yeah, I've seen it all in this social media thing, and it's like, and the crazy thing is, like,
any trolls,
for sure, but like, and like and I've seen people in person, like I've seen people who've like a visceral like talking about me, and I've seen them in person, and it's just like, you know, nothing. So I feel like people get caught up behind that screen, they get caught up on the laptop, and they just feel like they can say stuff. And I'm not no tough guy, but it's just like, I feel like you have to keep that energy when you see someone in person.
Right.
I don't know. It's just, I just feel like the screen has kind of messed everyone's.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I think it's part of the game.
It's part of the process. It's a part of the game, man.
That was so hard for me in the transition. You know, I was born to a single mom, you know, in Youngstown. We sold our house for $11,000 when I went into high school, only child.
Yeah.
And I took it personal on the come up because, you know, in Youngstown, most of those things would never happen growing up. Like, we would just fight. Right. You know what I mean? It was like never like this. Right. You know, the stuff that I've had to go through in business. And then I'm like, I can't even do that. You know what I mean? What I want to do. You know what I mean? But that was a hard process. And then I went to a place where I don't even want to engage. It doesn't. I'm okay. I'm smiling at it. Yeah. Because I realized that a Kobe Bryant has to go to, he's in LA, but he's playing in New York, and you're going to have somebody up there with a sign, and somebody, you know, you're screaming, you know, they're screaming out talking about your mama. Yeah, all and you can't go run our tests on them, Meta World Peace, and jump in the stands and start choking people as a professional. Exactly. So if you want to be a professional, you got to deal with professional hate, because it's professional haters out there. You got to let them do their job.
And you know what? And I kind of looked at it like, I did roll, because it reminded me of... You made it.
Congratulations. You ever see the Cat Williams? Where he was talking about, if you ain't got no haters, feel free to hate on me. Right. And it's, congratulations. Because you didn't really make it yet. Unless you got some people starting to hate on you.
I feel like once that 10K hit, and it was like, because it was nothing but love. And then I feel like once, I don't know what it is.
Once you start making it.
Yeah, and I looked at it as like, because it was blatant, like, oh my God. Like, it was like blatant, like, and it was just like, oh, this is what like celebrities be talking about. So it was like, okay, I can deal with this. Like, I'm cool. Like, so, but I feel you, not every, like, like in Aliquippa or Youngstown, it's just like,
does it motivate you?
Fight or whatever. It does. I mean, not necessarily anymore. It's just like you said, it's just like, and it doesn't really happen anymore. At least I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it has motivated me in the past for sure. Because I went through a situation when the George Floyd protests were going on downtown, and I went down to shoot with a whole bunch of other photographers, and you know, each person I'm asking them, can I take their picture? It's just like what I do, and man, when I tell you, like when I posted those pictures, it was just like, you know, so, and I got it. It was a lot of anger. It was a lot of heat at the moment. But like everyone was just so mad that I posted these pictures, thinking I didn't ask their permission, thinking that, you know, they might get in trouble with law enforcement, which when they didn't even know that all these people were willing participants in my photography. Yes. So, and that was just seeing the comments and people literally lying. And it was just like, I never blocked you. Like, it was just like all of this stuff.
Crazy.
Man.
It's crazy.
Wild. But that just showed me, it was like I stuck to my guns, like But I feel like as leaders and creators, you just, if you know you're doing right, just stick to it.
Like, don't let nobody, so many people let that stop them.
Yeah.
They let that energy stop them.
And it's scary.
And demotivate them. It is scary.
Especially in the, the cancel and all that stuff. It's a scary time. So I
doubt.
get it. But
I heard a dude say one time, man, people will forgive you for almost anything at all other than being successful.
Yeah, straight up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could get forgiven for a lot of things, but people will hate on you. A lot of people would never forgive you for having a little bit of success, man. What advice would you have to young people on networking, maximizing opportunity in their field, you know, kind of how to gain an edge amongst other people in a creative sense?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I'm still like for me, like my work is alone. Like I do photography alone. When I'd have to do a reels like with a partnership, it's like by myself. And as I get broaden in my business, I have to work with people a lot more. So like I'm getting better with my like patience and everything isn't on my time and blah 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 blah. But as far as networking, it's literally just as it's just that. I feel like just if you are not a social person or whatever, I feel like you do have to shed some of that a little bit, depending on what you're trying to get into. So yeah, just
get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone a little bit. If it is a networking event, I say go to it. If you're early, and if it's a networking event in your field or something, or if it's just a networking event in general, just to meet people, I say do it. I mean, don't go alone. Maybe go with a homie, but like definitely shed that layer of fear of just having even awkward conversations. It will be awkward moments in networking. Like it will be like, oh, we have nothing to talk about. So like even that is a fear, but it happens. So but just shed that level of fear and just kind of step out. You'll be better than you think.
Love it.
Yeah.
Now, coming up on mid 30s, early 30s, what would the chance of now tell the chance of 21 years of age or 18 years of age, go back, 10 years, 15 years, what would you say? Man,
it's so, man, I hope this is, it's like.
Let it rip. Don't worry how it comes off.
Yeah, like, I knew it, man. It was just like, yo, I would tell my younger, I was like, yo, you called it, we did it, or we're still doing it. Cause like, I remember like, just conversations with my homie, like, yo, I'm about to take over this city, da, 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 da. And I didn't do anything yet. And it was just like, but I just knew.
Speaking it
into existence.
Speaking it.
Yeah.
Thinking it.
Yep.
Believing it.
Facts.
Working it.
And that's all that.
Staying consistent with it.
And that's all I was doing. And it was just like, I don't know. I just believed in it. I believed in my vision so much that I knew that I would be here. I knew that, people want to talk to me about how I got here. You know what I'm saying? Yep. It was just like even dope sets like this and it's just like I knew this was all going to come to fruition. And yeah.
3 people that stand out to you in your life that impacted you and what you got out of them.
My mom, number one.
What?
Just work ethic. She had me at 20. And, I just look.
Mom's had me at 19.
Yeah. And I think about like, they had dreams, like they had stuff they wanted to do, and like they had to kind of shift it, for us.
No doubt.
So it's like, and I'm happy to see my mom do more. Now that I'm like an adult, sure. she's stepping out, more stuff she wants to do.
Same.
But it's like my mom, just that sacrifice and just,
yes.
10 toes down. Like I got to work a job I don't want to work, but
for real,
my son got to eat,
For real, bro.
It's like that work ethic and just, I don't know, that's what I took from my mom.
I tell some of the boss ladies that work for me now that have children, I say, man, I remember my mom and us living in a house on the east side of Youngstown. My mom would go to work and she would work 2 jobs. And then some days she would go part-time to night school at Youngstown State. So sometimes as a kid, when she pulled out, I'm with my grandmother and I'm like, I know I ain't going to see her for a minute.
Right.
I'm crying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember, you know what I mean? 5, 6 years old crying. And I'm like, man, if it were up to me, I would have told my mom, like, look, just stay home and play Nintendo with me. Welfare thing ain't that bad.
Right.
We can just hang out together. We don't need you going to work. I don't need nothing. I'd rather you stay with me.
Yeah.
And moms sometimes need to hear that. They're like, man, if you're a single mom or you're the mom that has to do it for your family and you working, there's a guilt that comes with, man, I got to go to work, but my son is here. What do I do?
Yeah.
And I told those young ladies that, man, I can tell you when people ask me about where do I get my work ethic from, it's only so much you could talk to somebody about, which is why I tell people, no matter what the Lord blesses me with or whatever my situation is, I'm not hanging them up anytime soon because my kids are so young. I don't want them to think that they just woke up in a house like this just popped up. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to see me grind. I want you to see me up at 4:30. I want you to see me coming home late sometimes. I'm not going to neglect you, but I want you to see me grind, that this don't just happen because you got born here. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Because my witness to work ethic wasn't by what somebody told me. It was by what I saw my mother do. That was my first example of motivation, because when I hit hard times in working, in sacrificing, weekends, evenings, whatever, I'm like, quit being soft, bro. You watch your mom do it with a kid, and she went to school, and she went to night school, and she worked weekends at the mall till 9, 10 o'clock, Saturdays, Sundays, the whole deal. You 20 years old, you ain't got no kid, you ain't got nothing but opportunity. You just being soft. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, those are the conversations I would have in my mind from being a witness to the work ethic of my mom. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, and
with other people.
And those are the conversations. Like, I still had those conversations. I feel guilty sometimes. I'm like, you being hard on yourself? Like, I don't know. It's just like, but to hear you say that, it's like, I'm not. Like, it's just like, yeah, you have them conversations, but it's like, yo, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, yo, come
for
on,
real.
bro.
Yep.
So, I relate 100%. But second, it's gonna sound crazy. I mentioned Kobe a lot. But LeBron James, like, I'm a big LeBron James fan. Just him as a
character,
as a man, yeah.
To make all that money, have all that success, do all that good, have all those haters, and they still can't come up with nothing on him, because they want to come up with something.
Right.
They want to nail him to the cross.
They got nothing on this man, and it's just
330 Ohio boy, shout out Northeast Ohio. Played against LeBron.
Get out.
In high school, thank God, not in hoops.
Oh, football. He
was a beast in football.
Yeah, I always see them highlights of him catching that ball.
He was a stud, all-state wideout.
Yeah.
We took it to him, though.
Yeah, it's not.
He was an animal.
Yeah, it's not much you can do with 6. He's probably 6'7", 6'8" at the time, but yeah, it's nothing. You can't really do much with that. But lucky you. That just like you said, him is just as a man, family, the expectations, going above the expectations. Like, I just look at him like, golly, like that's my perfect picture. Like, that's what I want to. That's what I want. So,
love it.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear him tell us, this is what you want and what you think you want and you do want, but let me tell you what it costed me to get here.
Yeah, and
that we wouldn't see. The pain, the struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Him taking care
the
of
hate.
It. Yeah, and he get it all. But
who else? You got one more in you?
Who's my
mom and LeBron? Those are two. I mean, how do you beat that?
Yeah. Oh, and I'll say, man, he ain't my best friend. My best friend Justin. We met in college, freshman year. We played basketball. My coach knew we were going to be best friends.
Beaver, Penn State.
He's from Penn State Beaver. Yep. He's from Jersey though. He's from New Jersey, Trenton. And we met, and we're best friends to this day. But I learned, because his dad was in business. His dad's a prominent businessman in Jersey, and Justin was really disciplined as a freshman. I was lucky, having fun. Still to this day I do, but Justin showed me like discipline in a young person, like in college. Like, he showed me how to like really work hard. Someone who's the same age as me, but he really impacted my life as an 18-year-old until now. But and I tell him all the time, because he makes the most money out of all of our friends. Like, it's just like
that discipline.
Yeah, like he just had it. So like, he's one of my role models.
Love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Beautiful.
Justin. Yeah, his name's Justin.
Discipline. I tell sometimes to bring a picture to people of like, what do you mean by discipline? I heard Nick Saban say one time. He said, discipline is, there's something that I want to do that I know I shouldn't do. Can I get myself to not do it?
Yeah.
And then there's something that I don't feel like doing that I know I need to do to get to the next level. Can I force myself? Can I get myself to do it?
Yep.
And that's how he defines discipline. I think that's a great way to understand discipline.
That's exactly it.
I know it took a bunch of discipline and sacrifice and ignoring naysayers and all that to get to where you are coming up on a decade, you know, in your vision, man, which is so cool and so unique. You know, what's cool is, you know, business, there's other business people that have come, you know, and been successful, and there's other football players that have come through and been successful. Aliquippa got a couple Hall of Famers that come through there, you know, in sports and has been successful. But in Pittsburgh, you know, not a ton of people that have done what you've done, making the mark that you've done it over here as a pioneer. I know you've looked up to others outside the area, but what you've brought, you know, what you've brought out of yourself, what you've done in the city with your vision and the creative spirit and the work ethic and everything is something that I admire and super cool, which is why I caught the eye of our team, you know, of hunting down, you know, somebody like you. You know, we had James Harrison on, you know, recently. So we went from James to you.
I'm honored.
You know what I'm saying? So I told him, I'm like, man, I'm trying to keep it together. You know what I mean? With James in the house. But I was so excited.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's one of the GOATs of all time.
Yeah.
The only person that sat there before you was James Harrison, bro.
Golly.
You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
Me and you, we got a long way to go, but we come a long way.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You know, for all of your success and what you're bringing to the city. And you're so young still. There's no doubt if you don't stop, nothing's gonna stop you. Sure. You know, you got to keep it up, man. But I'm super excited for you and impressed with what you've done, and definitely I'm a fan of what you got going on. So, how can our followers, listeners, get in contact with you or follow you? You got anything we can point them in a direction to follow?
On Instagram at Keep Pittsburgh Dope. Same on Facebook at Keep Pittsburgh Dope. And KeepPittsburghDope.com.
Easy to remember.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, Keep Pittsburgh Dope, everything.
I love it.
But also, I was going to say,
how can people in Pittsburgh not get behind that?
Holla.
Keep Pittsburgh Dope.
You know,
what else would you want?
What you are doing. Now, that's what I wanted to say. Like, I came because I was like, I looked at, I saw the set, everything looked so locked in and professional and quality. I was like, yo, I gotta be a part because I saw the vision. I see what you're doing. So like, congrats to you because I know how hard it is, like to converse. Well, not even to conversate, but to get guests and line everything up and stuff like that. Because I'm getting into, you know, my podcast realm, and it's a lot, man. Like I said, working with a staff and stuff like that. It's kudos to you. It's a lot.
We appreciate you, man.
Definitely.
We appreciate you. So keeping Pittsburgh dope.
Yes.
My dude.
And also,
you're definitely doing it.
KPD Network.com, Chance Encounters podcast, episode 1 with Mikey and Big Bob is out now.
I like it.
Check it out.
I like it.
Yeah.
My dog. Well, thanks for joining us on the GRINDcast, brother. We appreciate having you.
Thank you.
Look forward to following your journey. And thanks to all of you out there. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day.